Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to Third Wave Trades. Today I'm going to give you guys a quick update on Tesla, ticker symbol TSLA. Now, I believe that the last video that I put up still holds true. I think that we are still in a corrective move from the overall move. So if you guys haven't seen that video, which I posted last week, go and take a look at that because that will give you a fuller synopsis on what I think is playing out in terms of the bigger picture. I will just quickly give you guys a recap on the wave count from what happened, and then we will go forward. All right. So before I get started, guys, quick disclaimer: I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Please do your own due diligence and research and/or consult with a financial advisor before making any trading or investment decisions. Secondly, guys, if you could, please hit the like button down below if you guys find the content useful, and please subscribe to the channel if you guys want more Elliott wave breakdowns on your favorite stocks, cryptos, and commodities. All right, guys. Then so going straight into it, quick recap. Right, going back from our lows when we were at the $150 level, we got a first wave up, second wave, third wave, fourth, and fifth. We topped out around $299, right, just short of that $300 mark, and from there we got a pullback. Right, we saw the divergence happening, playing out, right, as we were going higher, making higher highs. We saw we were making lower highs on the RSI, and we got the pullback. So now the pullback is going to happen in a three-wave move. If we go back and just take a look, zoom out a little bit more, you'll see that there's a couple of ways that we can take this scenario, but overall the way that I'm taking it now is that this was a first wave going back to January, a second wave. This, instead of being a third wave move, I'm taking as a nested 1-2, right? So we have our 1-2, and now another 1-2 of our third, I believe, is playing out. And then we'll get the third of our third, fourth, fifth, and then we'll move from there. But that's not the only scenario. So I do want to let you guys know that there is the possibility that this is a 1-2. This is still our third. We'll get our fourth. We'll get a fourth wave, and then we can get an extended fifth wave, right? This isn't really long enough to be considered a true third wave, but then again, the third wave doesn't have to be the longest wave within a 5-wave move within an impulsive wave, right? So you could have a fifth wave that ends up being extended. So if we were actually to measure out this move, then we would see that the extension of this move falls on the 123.6% level, right? So this move right here essentially is 123% of this first wave. So that's usually a good ratio for a nested 1-2 move, which is why I'm going with this count. But again, it is possible for this to be the first wave, second, this just be a third wave that didn't reach the 161.8% level. Then we'll get a smaller fourth wave, and then we'll get a more extended fifth wave, right? So that is still on the table, but for now, I think it's really not that important. What really matters is what's happening in this corrective move. So let's zoom in and take a look at that. All right, guys, so here I am on the hourly chart, and I'm just going to kind of remind you guys what I was saying basically in the last video for how this correction would play out. Essentially, we were looking at the at this pullback, and right, so after our top of 299, we pulled back, and it looks like this could be basically broken down. This move down here could be broken into 5 waves, right? So if that was the case, then we were basically looking at a zigzag. A zigzag would be made up of 5 waves down, a B wave up, which is usually in 3 waves, or it's just basically a corrective move within the corrective move, and then another 5 waves down, right? So that's your classic zigzag. So you have your A, your B, and then your C. So since we already had this 5-wave move down over here, this structure, we were basically looking for a B wave move to play out before we get a C wave down. Now the B wave, I was basically telling you guys, the B wave could also is basically a corrective move. So that could be a zigzag in and of itself. It could be a flat. Or it could even be a triangle, right? So something like this. So I was telling you that I was looking at a triangle possibly playing out. And the interesting thing is that I think we did get a triangle, but instead of getting a narrowing triangle like this, I think that we got an expanding triangle, so something like this, right? So you get basically A, B, C, D, and then an E like that, right? So essentially it's expanding as opposed to narrowing. And if you see over here, that's kind of how I have it drawn up. And it's a little bit more complicated than that, right? So essentially what we have here is we have our A wave move down here, and then we have our B wave, which is made up of an A, B, and then a C. And then the B wave of our B wave is made up of an expanding triangle. So it gets a little complex. There's another possibility that this was actually a wave, this was the B wave, and then this is our C wave. And then we already started our C wave from here, and basically we have 1, 2, 3, we're getting a 4, and then we'll get a 5th wave move down. So it's not really 100% sure what it is. I think there's a couple different possibilities that you could read into it, which is why it's always very tricky to play corrections and corrective moves. And it's especially tricky to play B wave moves because B waves are very choppy. So as you can see, that's exactly what we got over here. We got a very choppy move, right? So this A wave was pretty straightforward, pretty impulsive on the way down. But this B wave has basically just been chopping around for a better part of like 2 weeks now, right? So up, down, up, down, up, down, right? So all this chop. Now, how we interpret this is going to determine where we're going. If we go with the possibility that our B wave this is our B wave over here, and it ends right here, right? So you have an A, B, and a C to make up our B wave. Then we started our C wave from this point on. Then we're looking for 5 waves down. So this could be 1, 2, 3, 4, right? We can go a little bit higher, and then we'll pull back for another 5th wave back down to that level, around 237, maybe a little bit lower. If we go with the possibility that the B wave ends over here, right? In other words, if we count this as an expanding diagonal, right? For the B of our B, this is our A, this is a C of our B wave. Then we're basically saying that our C wave is starting from here. This is only the first wave down. This will be a second wave up, third, fourth, fifth, right? So the second possibility means that we're going down further. So it's hard to say right now, right? What is clear to me is that I think either scenario, the B wave is done and we're getting a C wave move down. So it's either, like I said, we did it over here, we started it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's basically, do we have one more leg down or do we have 2 more legs down? And I think the jury is still out on that. It's not 100% sure. This you could clearly see as a 5 wave move down, right? So I would be expecting this to be a 3 wave move up and then another 5 wave move down. So I think we still have a little bit more downside to go, but again, it's not 100% clear just how much further. And again, this right here we could still go higher first before we pull back lower. So that's what I'm looking at. If we do measure it, right, and this is our A wave, if we take this area as the top of our B wave, then a 1-to-1 would bring us down to 220. If we take this as our B wave, then a 1-to-1 would bring us down to 218. So not much difference there. But also we could get a truncated C wave that goes as low as that only goes as low as this 61.8% extension. So that would bring us to roughly around $240, right? So that's our first target. So all in all, I think that we do have some more downside coming, but it's not exactly clear how much more, right? The other possibility, guys, is that we could have bounced right here, right? This was really close to our target area, which was this green box, our first target. Basically from 242 to 235, right? It was basically this gap area, and we got pretty close over here, and you can see we got a pretty strong reversal signal over here as well, right? We had this uh, this hammer candle, and we rose above it, and since that point we've basically made a higher low. So let's see, I would say that if we take out this 242 on the downside, then we're definitely headed lower. To 237 is a level that I would be looking at, and then if we go lower than that again, I think we could look at this 217 level. On the flip side, if we come out and start taking out some of these previous peaks and start making higher highs, then it could be that the bottom is in over here at 242. So I hope that's clear. I know this, my drawings are a little all over the place at the moment, and I haven't done an update for you guys, but in a long time. So I hope that this still makes sense to you. It's still following the bigger picture, which is that we're looking at an A, B, and a C. This B wave is basically all of this chop right here that we looked at, and how we interpret this is going to determine how much lower we're going, and this isn't 100% clear. I personally, for what it's worth, like the idea of this being an expanding triangle in the B wave, but again, it could also just be that this was a simple ABC right here. We had our first wave down, second wave up, third, fourth, fifth. So the only reason why I like the expanding diagonal, because it makes us go lower, which would give us more of a one-to-one target with this A wave. But other than that, I think 240 is a good level for us to bounce at. So I would be looking to possibly start a starter position over there if I see a strong reversal signal within that gap area. Alright guys, but that's really all I got for today's video on Tesla. What happens after that? Once we get the reversal, whether it be in this area or in this second golden pocket area, is that from there we will be looking to start another 5-wave sequence up, so another opportunity to go long if you guys missed this rally. But we'll discuss that more later. And again guys, if you guys want more detailed analysis, please consider joining me on Patreon. You'll get access to my Discord server, where I will provide you guys with all my daily analyses on different stocks and tickers, as well as you'll have access to our live trading community and get a bunch of educational content on various forms of trading strategies, as well as learning my own personal trades. All right, so if all that sounds good to you guys, then please consider joining me on Patreon. And if you guys found this video useful, please hit the like button down below, and please subscribe to the channel if you guys want more Elliott wave breakdowns on your favorite stocks, cryptos, and commodities. I will be back with more. Peace.